In another video I showed that with cheap FPV modules offered everywhere, an amateur television station for the 6 cm band can be put together. The transmitter and receiver must of course be connected to an antenna. If you have been able to get the coax relay for this high frequency, one antenna is sufficient. If you do not have a relay, 2 antennas are needed, which can then be placed next to or above each other. If you want gain, the signal must be bundled, which creates a directional effect. If you have a lot of directional effect, it is difficult to align them to have them pointing exactly at the same point. So then it is better to get a relay. The frequency in this case is high, the wavelength therefore small. With a wavelength of 6 cm, a half-wave dipole would be only 3 cm long. In the FPV world, many antennas are also offered, such as a mushroom or a patch antenna. These do not provide much gain and therefore have hardly any directional effect. An offered helix antenna already has more directional effect and therefore more gain. All these antennas are circularly polarized. That is not a problem if linear polarization is received or if the transmitting and receiving stations have both the same polarization. Radio amateurs usually use horizontal polarization at these frequencies. That is easy to do with the whole wave loop antenna, for example. Contacts over considerable distances has been made with this. If you subscribe, you will probably see a video about these contacts later. A reflector plate behind the loop and there is also some directivity and gain. Or a popular can feed can be made. A piece of sealed tube with a probe in it in the right place. For this frequency I used copper tubing with an inside diameter of 39 mm, outside diameter 42 mm and a length of 67 mm. The probe length inside the tube is 90 mm. Keep in mind the wall thickness of the tube. The diameter of the probe is about 2 mm and made from copper foil that was shaped around a drill or nail. The center of this probe is positioned 20 mm from the bottom plate. I made this one from another design with other dimensions. It did not match in the 6 cm band, not even close. With extra screws this is corrected. However, you do need measuring equipment for that. Also easy to make yourself a horn antenna. The nice thing about the horn antenna is that it is very well reproducible and the gain is predictable. This can therefore serve very well as a reference antenna for experiments. I will later post a video about horn antennas. What also uses these high frequencies are the Wi-Fi signals at 5.8 GHz. Of course, antennas are also offered there and provide a lot more gain, such as panel antennas and grid antennas, or closed parabolic dishes intended for Wi-Fi. What is also worth mentioning, pay close attention to the connectors to be used. Sometimes there's a pin and sometimes not, while the connector itself is male or female. Cheap satellite dishes are also very easy to adapt for use with 6 cm ATV. Remove the existing head and replace the previously mentioned ring radiator. Small horn feet or can feet in place. Correct elimination is important for high efficiency. Most satellite dishes are so-called offset dishes. The direction in which the signal goes has an angle with respect to the dish itself. The dish must therefore be tilted completely downwards in case of earth-to-earth contacts. That requires some mechanical work, since it is in most cases impossible to point to the horizon due to the constructions of the mount, or mount the dish on its side to radiate horizontally. Then you simply mark on the station the direction of radiation after you tested it once. In the next video, more about setting up your own 6 cm ATV station. See you!